Hey everybody, this is Sean Sundal, and this video is meant for those of you who are private investigators. If you guys don't know already, my name is Sean Sundal, and I'm the author of the book, The California Illegal Investigator. If you want to buy this book is available on Amazon. Just put in my name on the Amazon search engine, Sean Sundal, California Illegal Investigator. The book was published a few years ago, actually three, 4 years ago. It's available on Amazon. If you want to learn how to operate an investigations company in the state of California, this is your resource. If you want to learn how to pass the exam, this book is no guarantee to make you pass the exam, but it's definitely going to help you. This is a valuable resource. I have 503 pages. It's a long read. It might take you a week or so, but I think it's worth it. A lot of people post positive reviews. If you bought the book and you like it, please post a positive review. Some people will give me negative ratings, but they won't explain why. So please, if you like it, please help me out, help out this channel, and please give me a positive review. Written reviews are always great. Okay, so let's talk about databases. Those of you who are in the private investigation industry, it doesn't matter what state you are in, you might get people that are soliciting to you for some type of special database, okay? Maybe that they're offering some service that other private investigations companies do not have. And one of the databases or services that I've seen is there are companies out there that will get you a bank account number or bank account information, okay? And I'm here to tell you that if you impersonate another person in order to gain bank account information, okay, that is a federal crime. It's a federal crime. I'm going to make that clear to you. I was reading one of Valerie McGivery's, I don't know if it was a website or Facebook page, and she posted something. I'm going to put it up right here on the screen. She posted a link to the Department of Justice, the FBI news release, and it says here, 3 plead guilty to misuse of Social Security numbers and other charges as part of scheme to obtain tax information. Stephen Mockler impersonated taxpayers to the IRS using personal identifying information provided to him by Andrew Panessa and Sabrina Scott. Okay, Valerie gave me a little rundown a few years ago about some of the information. She didn't give me all the details, but you know, I'm gonna be the first to admit that the story that she told me, it just seemed kind of blown out of proportion. Honestly, I thought, man, you know, you're exaggerating, and you know, I like you anyways, but you know, thanks for the information. I just thought there were just too much for this to be real, and she posted this link to the Department of Justice article, and it looked like that there was 2 or 3 defendants involved, and they agreed to be part of a scheme to get tax information from somebody, okay, from the subject of their investigation. And I'm not going to go too much into details, but I'm going to leave a link in the description, and you're going to read basically what you can't do, what can lead you to a prison term. Okay, don't go that route, you guys. Don't just follow the guidance of other private investigators who maybe are your friends or acquaintances if you have a hunch that they're doing something wrong. Okay, so what they're doing is they're getting, I think it was tax transcripts or tax information that you generally need a release form. Okay, the taxpayer needs to release that information, or you need some type of court order for that. Okay, it's very hard to get someone's tax returns, as you'd see with former President Donald Trump. I think he's still fighting that case, but for the longest time they wouldn't even release his transcript, and I think that there was a court order that ordered the release of it, and people were still not able, the public was still not able to get it. So it's really difficult. And one of the ways to get it is you falsify who you are. Okay, you pretend to be the tax the account holder, for lack of a better term, the taxpayer. Okay, you pretend to be them, and then you get the information. You guys, this is illegal. You can't do that. Now, I see some companies out there offering other private investigators bank information. There's some legal ways. Now, when I mean legal, I mean that this is something that you have to explore with an attorney. You have to review your state laws. Okay, but one of the ways that I can think of that I think I discussed in the book California Legal Investigator is you serve a subpoena ducis tecum as a subpoena on all of the banks that the subject is believed to have an account at. Okay, and it's a blanket subpoena, so you're serving all these banks. Okay, mostly you want to serve the huge ones: Wells Fargo, Chase, I think Citibank, all the big ones, and then all of the small ones in that person's community. You want to also serve them this subpoena. Obviously, to get a subpoena, there has to be some type of lawsuit proceeding. So there has to be a complaint filed by one of the plaintiffs to the case, and then that's one of the ways that you can get bank account information. You'll be able to find out who the owner of the account is. You can even freeze the assets in there with this subpoena, and you definitely want to have an attorney in the works assisting the client in this manner, not just use the private investigator. Okay, that's one of the ways. Another way is you dig through trash. You look for receipts of different maybe banks, institutions that they may have frequented. You could do that. Now, obviously, you have to have legal access to the trash can. So many cities and counties prohibit you from digging through trash. Okay, make sure that the trash is abandoned and is legal. It's legal for you to go through. Legal for you to go through. Now, those are very common techniques. Now, I know that there's some payday advance companies that are able to they sell third-party information on some people that may have an account with them or that use their service, that they actually might sell that information, and they might disclose where the bank's at and maybe an account number, but at the very least what bank this person banks at. Okay, these are the payday advance. Another thing that you could do is you can create an LLC or some type of company, a fictitious company, write a check to the subject, and then see where he cashes it. Now, this is a huge topic of using deceit in order to gather information. In California, this can be viewed as a deceitful act, and you can lose your license. But I don't know of any cases where this technique has been challenged. And you obviously don't want to be the case study, but these are some of the ways to get account information. Unfortunately, there's some private investigators that have connections to the banks. You know, their wives, their girlfriends. If they're married, maybe they have another girlfriend or a lover at one of these banks out there, and that's another way to gather information. It's illegal, but it's one of the ways. So, in closing, if a private investigation company offers a service where you can locate bank accounts, you need to be a little bit skeptical on how they're getting that information, especially if you're in California. Okay, I just discussed common ways of getting it. Some ways where you're going to have to discuss with an attorney whether it's legal or not, but at least you have a basis or maybe an idea of how one would get bank account information. Okay, another way is going through a divorce. You have to disclose where your assets are at, and where you bank out. That's another way. But you know, we know that in many of these divorce cases, one of the parties won't disclose where their assets are, and it happens all the time. But don't believe that there is a likely legal way of getting anybody's bank information, because we know from seeing some of these cases that go to the FBI that are prosecuted by the Attorney General, that hey, that there's some deceit involved. Okay, if you can get special information, bank account, even tax transcripts or taxpayer information, there's a technique that's being used. Okay, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any other questions, let me know.